Good morning, everybody, and let's start today's conversation. So, needless to say, these conversations are designed to empower ourselves, all right? And these conversations are designed so that we are able to, not get influenced by all the negativity that surrounds us. And why should we do that? Why is it necessary for us to counter the negativity that surrounds us? It's necessary because if we get sucked into that reality, then it becomes a part of our reality. So, like I say to you every morning, the purpose is to shift out of our default mode, okay, and get into a created mode. Now, this default mode is a very interesting mode because it is a mode in which we think that certain things are being imposed upon us. Like this reality is not mine, it was given to me. So have you noticed that we are reacting and resisting things? So what exactly are we reacting and resisting? We react to what is going on around us and we resist whatever is going on around us. Okay. Now what is going on is, the reality may be the same or maybe not the same for everybody. The world is the same, isn't it? Why is it different people react differently? Have you thought about that? Why is it that some people like something and some people resist something? I still remember when I was a youngster growing up, my father would shout at everybody in the family. Okay. My mother's reaction was different. He would shout at her, she would just say, and she would go away, not much affected by it. I would get really frightened and I put my head down and, I was frightened. I was shit scared of him. My younger brother, he would be laughing. Okay. And after some time, my father would also start laughing. And my youngest brother's reaction was also very, very different and unique. Same situation, three people reacting in completely different ways. So if you think about it, why is that happening? It's happening because each one of them is perceiving that reality in his own way. That is what seems to be the logical answer. Na? Each one is perceiving reality in his own way. How about the way each one of us is creating a reality? We don't even know that we are creating a reality. We live in that reality. Okay. And because of whatever reality that we have created, obviously we did not know that we created it. So what was the reality I created? Do you think? What is the reality my brother would have created, do you think? See, the reality that I create is what I see, isn't it? What I see is the way I react. So in the same situation, if somebody else is seeing something, not literally seeing, but like I see a situation, I say, oh, he's a frightening man, he's going to punish me, he hates me. That's the reality that I see. My brother sees the same thing and he says, oh, this funny man, 1 minute he's shouting, 1 minute he's laughing and saying, I love you. What a funny man he is, right? In his reality, that's what he's created. In my reality, I've created, oh, doom and gloom, I'm going to be punished now, etc., etc. So whatever reality that you perceive, whatever is real for you, let me put in simple words, whatever is real for you, that's how you're going to respond or react to whatever is going on. Don't you think? So isn't it useful to discover, okay, what is that reality that I have created in which I'm living? And that reality which I have created in which I'm living, is it serving me? Is it of use to me? Is it enhancing me? Is it helping me to grow? Is it helping me to fulfill my desires? Or the reality that I have created is keeping me stuck where I am? The reality that I've created is not allowing me to go beyond a certain limit in my life. Even the limit is a reality that I have created. So let me tell you a little example of, reality. Many years ago, I think it was in 1940s, late 40s or something, there was a guy called Roger Bannister who was a school teacher and he was very fond of running. Okay. and he was a long distance runner. So he said that he's going to create a new record for running 1 mile in less than 3 minutes. Okay. Till then, the world record was nobody had been able to run faster than that. Okay. So the reality in the world was that it's not possible. The whole world believed that the human being is not capable of running faster than that. Even doctors believed that. Okay. So this guy refused to believe that. Welcome back, Raghu Raman. So he refused to believe that. So he broke that barrier. Okay. He broke the reality that it's not possible for a man to run faster than that. And he did that. And then when that reality was, let us say, broken, in the next year, 2 or 3 people also were able to do that. And since then, around 50 people have broken that barrier. Why? Because one fellow challenged that reality, refused to accept that reality. Thank you, Suresh. I will do that. So you guys getting it? That there is a reality, perhaps we are creating it. Now, we don't believe that we are creating it, all right? We believe who know what to do because of the reality. I'm like this. So welcome back, Ruksar. Very nice to have you back with us again today. So you getting it? What if the reality that I have created is not serving me, it is not helping me to fulfill my desires, it is not helping me to go beyond what I think is possible? That is the question for you today. And then why, what am I getting out of having that kind of reality that I'm creating? For what purpose? How does it serve me? Yes, Kunen Sahab, you can unmute yourself and you will get the answer to what stops you. Yeah, go ahead. Please unmute yourself. One minute, hold on. Okay, now you should be able to unmute yourself.
Thank you, sir, and very good morning.
Morning. Your usual energetic good morning is missing today. Are you all right?
Yes, sir, I am fine, wonderful. Very good morning.
Okay.
And I was thinking something. Thank you so much for explaining the reality. It's basically all illusion. But the question, quick one is, sir, from the time we are born and up to a certain age or whatsoever, unconsciously, I have created my realities. Now, gradually, I am realizing. So now it will take, it's taking time to break all the all those realities which I have already created, which I should not have done. So it's time-taking process, isn't it? It can't be done so quickly, sir.
I don't know. Maybe it can, maybe it cannot. Sometimes, you know, this reality is shattered in one single moment. Like I'll tell you, for 27 years of my life, I had a reality that, you know, people are bad and I am frightened of people. I hate people and I cannot speak in front of a group of people. And it got shattered in one moment when I just, you know, I just got it. I said, hello, people are wonderful. And who says I can't stand up and speak to people? The reality that I'm nobody and my words don't make a difference. If I open my mouth and speak, people will only laugh at me. Okay. It didn't take more than a moment to do that. Okay. So a good question, because it will help us to distinguish. I mean, how the hell do I create these reality? What if I said to you all that, look, reality which you create is nothing but a creation of your points of view.
Yeah, got it, sir. Thank you.
It's a point of view, right? If 4 people teased me in early childhood, then I have a point of view, people are dangerous. You may call it by another name called belief, right? But it's a point of view, right? In my early childhood, when I was different from others, now I realize that probably they saw me as better than them. The truth was I was different from them. So I was an English speaking child, from an English speaking home in a Punjabi speaking environment. And they said, wow. And because the teacher liked me a lot because I was good in English, right? The other students did not. And I soon discovered that, hello, be careful. If you are different, it is dangerous. So that's the point of view I made up. Being different is dangerous. So try to be like everybody else. So if I had some excellence, which I now was afraid of, right? I was now trying to be like everybody else. And how much it cost me, because that's a reality I created. So reality I created was you better get accepted by others. Why did I create it? I don't know, because I never felt comfortable about being laughed at and being left out of conversations, left out of games, etc. Right? I thought they don't like me. That was my point of view. What I later on realized is that they were probably awed of me, or they said, okay, why this guy is better than us, will he play with us or not? Later on I discovered that they thought I was a very arrogant guy. I was avoiding people, I was trying to be alone. Why? Because I was afraid of them. What are they thinking in their reality? Because this fellow is an arrogant fellow. He thinks that bahut bade saab ka beta hai. So he doesn't want to sit with us. He doesn't want to eat with us. He doesn't want to play with us. So to hell with him. If he doesn't want to play with us, we will not include him. So who was creating what? See, unfortunately or fortunately, our reality will, whatever is occurring in my life will resonate with what I create, isn't it? That's why I always say the way you see yourself is the way you will treat yourself, and the way you treat yourself is the way you will treat others, and the way you treat others, that's the way they'll treat you. This is a classic example of that, what I just told you. So we are creating a reality. First thing we need to do is start believing that we do it, okay? Nobody else did it for us. And today we can distinguish and find out what is it that we are doing that makes us create this reality. And why create a reality that does not work for us? Yeah, go ahead, Kunal. You want to say something?
Yeah, so thank you, sir. What I'm getting from this conversation is that, sir, at a certain moment in my life, because of the emotion of fear, I judged something or someone and created a reality that either it is something wrong or whatsoever it is. So it's basically the creation, if it is limiting, it is because of fear, and then putting my judgment and then deciding this is what it is, and then stuck into that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
See, also another thing to distinguish, you notice that we are interpreting everything all the time. Right? Somebody smiles, you can interpret it in how many different ways? Any guesses? We can have a few other people also participating in this conversation. Let me bring a few people in. If I smile or somebody smiles, how many different ways can you interpret it? Neeti?
You feel it could be mocking.
Yeah. So Hasina says you could feel that somebody is mocking. Okay, Suresh, what do you say?
Yeah, someone is smiling at us. We can say it's a welcome sometimes yep. Exaggeration, depending on our my moods, how I am feeling that time.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So we are interpreting, in our, right now I'm not talking about what is your mood. Right now I'm saying we are interpreting in some way. That's correct, isn't it? Somebody may interpret it as he's mocking. Somebody may interpret he's appreciating. Somebody.
Okay.
Let us hear from Neeti also.
What to try?
somebody is trying to get too friendly.
Somebody is trying to get too friendly. Now there is some connotation behind that also, no?
Yes, yes.
So what do you mean by somebody is trying to get too friendly means what? He's trying to flirt with me.
Sir, आजकल तो it is not a question of opposite gender. Both कुछ हो सकता है. We are on the web. I wouldn't like to say anything wrong, but then yes, a smile can get misinterpreted if it is out of turn.
Yeah, but have you noticed that if someone, a certain type of person smiled at you, you won't mind it also?
Oh yes, oh yes.
Depends on who you have judged and how you have judged. Yes, Darshana ji, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, you feel sometimes people are smirking at you, or they are they know something about you which nobody else does, and so they are giving a sly smile.
Yeah, sly. So that's another label we put on smile. Smirking, sly smile. What happened, Abhinav? Why did you vanish? Yeah, but the smile is a smile, you understand? So this is the way we are. I mean, we will interpret everything, okay? We will make an interpretation, then we'll make a decision that this is the way it is. And that becomes a strong point of view, does it not?
And sir,
We created a reality.
and most of the time, the interpretation is based on fear or pain. Is that true?
We'll have to investigate into it. It could be pain, it could be pleasure also, no? So the polarities that we live in, one is pain and one is pleasure.
Hmm.
Yeah. So Yeah, go ahead.
I think most of the time what I do, I work based on the pain to take some action to avoid pain.
Yeah, so embarrassment also will get categorized into that, humiliation and, embarrassment and all that goes into the pain kind of category, right?
Yeah.
So we make an interpretation, which is our reality, and then we live our life from that reality. Yes, Suresh Kumar ji.
Sir, it depends on the person who is smiling, who is related with us.
Yeah, depends on the person. And there also you have got a judgment in it, no?
Yeah, because of the intimacy, someone who likes you, they will give a smile with a pleasantness. And if someone is
wait. So at some point in your growth in childhood or something, you made up this interpretation that those who like us, if they smile, that is good. Those who don't like us and they smile, that is dangerous. So we made up that reality, in early childhood.
Yeah.
Like I know once in a while when my father would smile at me, my first reaction was, now what is coming after this?
Yeah.
Why is he suddenly smiling? He must have had a few drinks now. After some time, he'll be shouting also. So be careful. So every time he would smile, I would be getting, be careful. Yeah.
Even in the profession, if you are down and someone, high smiling at you, maybe thinking, this fellow is insulting me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the main point, Darshana ji, you had something to say? Something more?
No, I'm through. Thank you.
All right, great. Yes, Neeti, go ahead.
Sir, while all of this is true, but at the same time, we have all of these judgments going on in our mind. But at the same time, when a very elderly person or a small child smiles at us, at that split moment for a few seconds, our entire world changes. Then we get into a happy mode.
Maybe you don't have a judgment about those people.
Okay.
See, we know that the child has no judgment on us, no? We know that the child has no malice. Yeah, after the child has grown beyond the age of 3, you will start wondering, abhi isko kya chahiye?
Or maybe we feel they will not harm us.
Same thing, no? There is no judgment there.
No, but at the same time, most of the times when somebody smiles at us, before we get a chance of thinking anything, we instinctively smile back without any judgment at that moment.
Yeah.
So
Now, by the way, if this, we don't want this entire discussion to become about smiles. Okay. I'm only talking about, we are talking about interpretations. You got it? So this is a simple thing, no? Even a simple thing like a smile we interpret. Now, can you imagine what we do with other things? Now yeah, Neeti, you were saying something. What are you done with what you were saying?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so Aruna ji, what are you saying? And then Abhinav after that.
Yeah, sometimes like for appreciation, sorry, for appreciation also we smile.
For encouraging.
And am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, for appreciation also smile. And most of the time the interpretation happen of my own thinking, like what I am thinking,
Yeah.
what is my situation of my mind
Correct.
at that time.
Correct. Correct.
So I look at the person in that way, because one person smile, different people will receive the smile different way.
Exactly. Exactly.
Some
You got the
person
point.
will, some person will take it normally. Some person will take it that he is mocking on me.
Exactly. Exactly. You got it very right. Thank you so much for sharing it. Yes, Abhinav, what are you saying?
Pretty much what people have shared till now. See, someone like you or Manmohan ji is smiling at me, then it makes me this guy is out there to make a difference to my life. And then there are some people whom I have categorized as highly manipulative. If they smile, then I don't know, kuch to panga, something, they are up to something. And also I'm present to, as you distinguished, for the last few minutes, what I'm present to is, like at times somebody may shout at you and it also may mean that he's out there to make a difference to my life. And I remember my father sharing with me when he was in military academy. So in the Air Force Academy, it used to be in Juppe in those days, the instructor used to be very harsh because once a mistake of half a second and you are dead. So your efficiency has to be 99.99%. So at times those people may think he so बहुत ही खड़ूस instructor है, but actually his training might have saved your life so many times. Who knows?
Absolutely. Great. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, now let me come to the other point I'm making. Now, tell me one thing, is an interpretation the truth? Is the interpretation the truth? Go ahead, Kunal.
Just to share with you, sir, I was just thinking about the SMILE acronym. It's like.
So you did it again today, by the way.
Just a quick one, sir, because I'll forget for the benefit of others.
Okay.
See miracles in life every day. A smile. So
beautiful. You can put it on
smiling,
you can put it on the chat so they can copy it.
Yeah, sorry
Okay,
for
now can I get a response to my question? So two things, remember, this conversation is not about smiles. It's about interpretations. It is about a reality that we have created with our point of view. And every point of view is a result of our interpretation. Okay, so my question is, so do you remember the question, Kunen sir? No, wait, Kasa, I'm asking Kunen to see if he remembers the question.
Is this interpretation true?
Yeah, but I was asking Kunen sir.
Okay.
Sorry, that sir.
आपने पेपर लीक कर दिया. All right. That's all right. I mean, see, I just want to illustrate to you something, which happens is that when sometimes we get stuck on what we want to say, that we stop listening. So I should give more time for people to. Thank you, Milanji, anyways, for helping out Kunen, saving him from an embarrassing situation. Yes, Kasa Zai.
So interpretation is we take reference from the past or something we heard with our own data, we make up something with that reality rather than looking at what the reality is.
My simple question, sir, is an interpretation the truth?
No,
But we treat it as the truth, no?
exactly. That's where a lot of issues pop up.
Okay, so now here's the question for everybody. The question is, why am I creating, accepting or believing an interpretation which is not going to serve me? Why would I accept an interpretation that will diminish me? Why would I accept an interpretation, or why would I create a reality that is kind of blocking me?
So out of habit.
Out of habit. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, sir, it is the way we brought up initially, and we have developed it to this kind of extent, you know, that we create our reality and believe that. We don't believe others' real.
That's okay. I'm just trying to find out more. Somebody said out of habit.
It's a hello I create for the time being, which I believe to be true, all true, nothing other than true, which limits me for the time being. And that actually is something I believe to be the be-all and end-all of it.
Yeah, but why do I do that? I mean, how does it help me to do that?
It's a perception. It's a perception of mine at that point of time.
That's okay. That is a perception. As long as people understand that it's only my perception, it's not the truth, then it won't have such a big hold on us, no? See, I can have an interpretation that this fellow is a bad man, but it's only my interpretation, right? It's my point of view.
Yep.
So it's created a reality that this fellow is a bad man, and he's always going to occur for me as a bad man.
Yep.
So I can always get to be right about what I believe. See, human beings, we love to be right, no? We love to say, see, I'm right. See, he's a bad man. I'm right. But then you are reinforcing a reality that you created. So it's not only about some people, it's just see how many interpretations we have, or how many points of view we've made up about so many things. Yes, Abhinav.
I was responding to the question that how come we end up interpreting everything diminishing us? I think it is, our experiences of life is such that starting from childhood, that something wrong with me. So even if someone is saying something nice to us, we end up interpreting it as something wrong with me. If someone is trying to motivate us, why is he motivating me? Because something wrong with me. Why
He's trying to
shouting at me?
motivate me because
wrong
there's
with
something wrong with me. Yeah.
Wrong with me. Something wrong with me. Something wrong with me.
So
that is.
So now you notice so many things interconnected. Our judgments, our interpretations are creating a reality. Okay.
Yeah.
And what is
That's
that
what I
doing
want
to
to
us?
share.
Is it contracting us or expanding us?
No. So Deepak, it is contracting us. The humans are supposed to live for 150 years as per our books. And so again, experiences, I hope you live for 150 years, but the overall phase of life is that time comes when you lose interest. कि छोड़ो यार, अब ठीक है, हो गया, सारे काम हो गए. There is no fun. Living is no fun.
Yeah, because of what we are doing. Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, as long as we get the similar experience, we will believe that. And if the experience changes, we stop believing that.
So we'll have to wait for the experience to change. Huh?
I mean, this is what, like in a room.
Anyway, let's give Reddy Garu a chance to speak. Yeah, Reddy Garu, after that, Indu.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I feel that most of the time my interpretations are my beliefs and judgments. Most of the time. That's what I will feel personally.
And it is good to notice that what is it getting me?
Yes.
Is it benefiting me or not?
Yeah.
You know, a good question, which I ask myself also many times. Why would I accept interpretation which is spoiling my relationship with others. Okay, why would I accept an interpretation or a point of view which is going to diminish everybody? Okay, why would I accept an interpretation that is not going to let me have a life of ease, joy, and glory? It's good to ask, no, why am I doing this? What am I getting out of it? Isn't it?
Yes, yes.
And then maybe we may look at other possibilities. Yes, Induji.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Answer to your question is, I was thinking, we continue to interpret because we keep collecting some payoffs. Like it can get to boost our ego, saying, "Mujhe pata tha," you know, मैंने पहले कहा था. All of that gives highs to people that this is how I interpreted and it turned out right. So we just keep fanning the ego of a person, and maybe that's something that gives people the thing, Philip, to keep on interpreting.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it? It might even cost you your life, but you will interpret it.
And it's good to reassuring those irrational beliefs. Sometimes it just gives people that kind of.
Have you heard the story about the donkey who was put in a pit, and they were going to bury him alive?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they kept on throwing mud on him, and eventually he climbed out. You know why he did that? Because he never interpreted it as, now I'm gone case, they are going to bury me alive. So every time they threw the mud, he would step on it and climb higher and higher, and then he came out.
Ah, okay.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Something like life throws lemon at you, make lemonade out of it.
Exactly. Depends on how you're going to interpret it, no?
Brilliant, yes.
Gopalji, you want to say something, I think. Please unmute yourself. And by the way, I've got good news for everybody. Mr. Kuldeep Chaturvedi ji is recovering, and I hope to see him back with us soon. Yes, Gopalji, aapne unmute. Now you are unmuted. You can talk.
Yeah, I think it all depends upon the intellectual level of intellectual development.
Arey baap re. Okay. How about a little kid who is hardly developed, but he's already making interpretations? अरे सारे तो इंटरप्रिटेशन बेसिक जो हमने रियलिटी क्रिएट की है ना गोपाल जी, वो तो छुटपन में किया है. कितनी इंटेलेक्चुअल डेवलपमेंट थी.
As you keep on growing, you keep on developing your intellect, you know, and you question why everything. Yes, you keep on asking why.
What happened?
Then you keep on questioning everything. Why it's happening? Interpret that, analyze that. Then you come to a, sort of near perfect solution, you know. That's what I feel.
Well, I hope so. If you can keep on questioning your interpretations,
yes,
or the realities or your points of view, what you're creating,
yes,
and find out, okay, this one is detrimental to me. Why am I holding on to it?
Yes.
Then you may release it.
Yes, exactly.
That's what you're saying. Okay, I got it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. So let me just quickly remind everybody what we are doing here this morning. We are doing empowering morning conversations, and the idea is to take us to a life where all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. Would you love to have that? I'm sure you do. Usually at this point, Priya smiles, but today she didn't. Okay, now she did. Very good. All right. So now the question is that now you understand that we are creating a reality by our own interpretations. Okay. And the question I'm asking you is, what new reality can I create that would support my desires? I want you to dwell on this and say something if you wish to. What new reality can I create to support my desires? Now, you know your old reality very well. You know your old strongly held points of view very well. So normally what do we say? You prove it. Then I will change my point of view. I'm saying if you change your point of view, you will see it. And Hasina ji, I can see you are traveling somewhere in your car. Where are you going?
I'm going to Pune. I'm going to Pune.
Very good. So you're going to be very happy when you get there.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
All right. Next call you will be from Pune. Okay. So what new reality can I create that will support my desires? There is a reality that you have. Okay. And in that reality, there are many desires you don't even dare to dream about. There are many desires you feel that it's never going to be fulfilled. Isn't it? So you may want to question that reality and say, okay, all right, what is the benefit I have in holding on to that reality? Whatever reality that you have created with your own points of view in your life, can you ask yourself a question that what is it that I'm getting by holding on to that reality? And what new reality can I create to support my desires? So does anybody want to interact on it so we can help you to clarify this if you are feeling a bit confused or something?
Yes, I may. May I?
Yes, you may.
So the initial reality that I have is people are not nice. They don't understand. And I am also not able to make them understand what I want to say.
So that's the reality which you live in, right?
Yes. That creates a lot of problem because ultimately this, like, since this is the reality to me, I won't say anything to them. And if I won't say, they won't understand anyway. So
okay. So that's what you believe, right? That's your point of view and you've been holding on to it. Yeah? So what is your desire that will never get fulfilled as long as you have this reality?
Desire of being one with my brother and my dad. So that won't be fulfilled.
Yeah, and many others too. I mean, if tomorrow you want to be effective as a team leader or a business leader, you'll have to work with people, no?
Yeah, and also I'm going to be a assistant professor and teaching students.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I feel so, that won't happen. Like,
yeah, so if you're going to treat them like your enemies, so the question to ask yourself is, now listen to me, I'm doing a clearing with you. And when I ask you a question, you will say yes. Okay?
Okay.
So what space, consciousness, and energy can I be that allow me to relate, have wonderful relationships with people all around? And anything that comes in the way of that, am I willing to destroy and uncreate it all? Yes?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, don't worry about that statement. That's my magic mantra. That's the access consciousness magic mantra. What energy, space, and consciousness will I be that will allow me to have wonderful, nurturing relationships with everybody all around me? And anything that comes in the way of that, will I destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes, I will.
Wrong, good and bad, pot and power, 9 shorts, boys and beyond. So by doing this, maybe you will create a new reality. See, you can uncreate that reality which will never allow you to see people as wonderful, magnificent, extraordinary people that they are. So would you like to do that? Then you'll have to give up something. So I had seen somebody's hand raised. I think they lowered it. Yes, we have 2 people's hands raised. One is Krishna and Kasa, and one is Reddy Garu. So elders first. So Reddy Garu will go first.
Thank you, sir. So the reality is, I believe wherever I go, all the government employees are good and they are meant for serving the people. But the reality is, most of the people I see, they are corrupt. I don't know how to deal with this situation.
So how many judgments are there in it?
There are 2, sir.
right? And does it make you feel good dealing with those people?
No, but still I have to deal with them, no?
No, that's okay. I understand you have to. My question is simple. Does it make you feel good dealing with those people?
No.
Okay, but you have to deal with those people.
Yes, I have no alternative.
So you have a point of view that these are bad people, they are corrupt people.
Yeah.
Okay, but what if there is no good and bad? They're just doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Then will you have a problem? Will you be upset dealing with them?
No, normally I go with the positive this one, sir. I feel that all the people are good, but my experiences show that they are not.
I know.
That is the reality.
You are putting a judgment on them, no, that they are corrupt people.
Not in the initial, sir. First, I'll go with anyone that they are good people, they help, and they are meant for serving the society.
Yeah, I know, I understand that. I've understood that what you're saying. But when they ask you for money, then they become corrupt people, right?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So like most people are thinking like this only. Okay. Still they are giving the money.
Yes, sir. No alternative.
They have a point of view that if you don't give the money, the job will not get done, right?
Correct, sir.
But there is a judgment about them that they are bad people, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
Now, what if you give up your judgment? Then will you feel bad? See, when you go to a shop and you buy something and you give money, do you call them corrupt people?
No.
Right? So what if you said that, okay, this is a shop, they will do my job only if I pay them money? Then will you feel bad about it? I mean, then you will feel like they're your servants, right? I mean, I got this distinction long time back, I mean, look, I am not a person who supports this kind of thing, but at least, if you are going to do it, don't feel bad about it. And if you feel bad about it, don't do it. Simple. If you think that encouraging corruption is bad, don't do it. Don't give money. Then your mind will say, if I don't give money, my job will be delayed and blah, 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 blah. Then you do it and don't feel bad. Now, what is making you feel bad is your judgment. So I'm simply saying, once when I went for my son's, we wanted a duplicate birth certificate. Yeah, so I had very little time. I had to catch the evening train and come back. And that fellow was going on delaying, So I said, yeah, why are you delaying? Why are you harassing me? He says, sir, we are government servants, I said, yeah, servants. He says, sir, servant works now when you give him money.
Yes.
So then I understood. I said, okay, servant, how much money you want? I said like that, only smiling way. I said, how much you want? Sir, 100 rupees. I said, bas. I even told him, I said, your cost is only 100 rupees here. Yeah, give me. There and then he gave me that certificate. I was not unhappy about it because I was laughing. I said, this guy is a cool guy. And he says, sir, servant kaam karta hai when you give him money. So I am a servant. Okay. So
I feel bad
with your reality, right? It's amazing, After that, I made a choice because I said, look, I don't want to encourage this kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So I would not work with government departments.
Yeah.
I mean, people come to me and say, okay, you do training for government departments. I don't do it. Right? Who is the loser?
You are the loser.
Right? And if I just saw them as my servants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even my chief minister is my servant. He says, you want this quota, you want this license. Well, servant, how much money you want, take it. And believe me that those who give money in lakhs and crores of rupees to these people, they actually treat them like servants. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a choice in every situation, right? Now, do you see, this is an example I gave you of an interpretation.
Yes.
Somebody taking money from me, if he's a government servant and he's taking money, then I will call him corrupt. But what did he do? He asked you for money. Same if you go to a shop or if you go to somebody and you want to buy some materials from him, he says, give me money. You give him money over there, there's no problem. But the act of giving money is the same, no? You're giving money here, you're giving money there. So in one place, you are interpreting in a particular way that makes you feel bad. In another place, you interpret it another place, it makes you feel good. Okay? Now, suppose you had to give money and you gave it and you did not feel bad. You may have a relationship with that guy. Next time he does your work, maybe for free, and because you are not disrespecting him anymore. I'll tell you, these guys who ask for money, they never feel respected by anyone. You know that? They hate people and they say, these pagas, they are coming to take advantage of me. They are not respecting me as a government servant, so I will take my pound of flesh. But if you are genuinely respecting, who knows? I've been to some government departments for some other kind of work, and I've managed to get it done without money also. You know, these eunuchs, these hijaras, they are there, they do. When child is born, they'll come and do this big drama and all that. Now, I never treat them with disrespect, okay? Now, in Noida, when my youngest son was born, no, when my second son was married, that time, you know, my situation was quite tight financially and all. So all the money was spent on whatever we had to do. And then these fellows came. And they don't accept a small amount. Huh? The rates are fixed. So I just went and with folded hands, I said, look, I can't afford to pay you. Please forgive me. This is your due, but I'm sorry I cannot pay you at this time. And the lady or gent, whatever it was, gave me a card and said, sir, anybody comes, tries to harass you, no, from our community, just tell them they should not harass you. I said so. I am the leader of this community here. Why? Because that respect which I was having, which I have for a human being. Now, if I had an interpretation, these very useless fellows, you know, hijaras, they are coming, asking me money and all that, they would have stood there and dancing and, you know, raising their saris and doing all sorts of funny things, right? They didn't do it. So the main point here is interpretation. How does your own interpretation affect you and your relationship with people? You get it?
Yes, sir.
So, you know, like if a dog is barking and your interpretation is, well, dogs will bark, that is their nature, then will you be upset?
No.
But if your interpretation is stupid dog, why is he barking? Why he has to bark only at night when I'm sleeping? Then, are you getting something here? How you are going to create your reality is through your, what shall I say, interpretation, or from your point of view. Either it's going to help you or it is going to diminish you. So anything which makes you feel angry or small or this is not possible, I don't like to deal with these people and all that, is not going to help you, right?
Yes, sir.
For example, let us say that some girl was going in a bus one day and some boys has harassed us and pinched her and done all wrong things, right? And she makes an interpretation that all men are bad people, stay away from them, right? So every time she sees a man, then she's getting upset. Is it helping her, that interpretation? Now, is it a valid interpretation?
No.
It is. Because once it has happened, it can happen again. So they are thinking like that. So it becomes like a universal interpretation. This fellow did like this, he is bad. So all people with 3 legs, I mean, all people who are boys are bad. And that interpretation always comes in the way of the relationship, na?
Yes, sir.
So question our interpretations, I'm saying, question our points of view. Yes, sir, Kasa ji and then Leena ji. Yes, Kasa. Please unmute and speak.
Yes, sir. As I told, I'm looking to create a new reality. In that, there are a lot of challenges coming, and especially in certain area when I'm looking at to sell or to get a better price, looking at the situation, people trying to, they're bargaining for a lower price. That kind of upsets me. So how should I handle this situation?
Yeah, so there is a interpretation there also, no? There is a judgment and there is also an interpretation.
Okay.
So what is the interpretation? This guy is bad because he's trying to squeeze me when I'm down.
Okay.
Right? What if you interpret it as he's trying to get the best out of the situation like anybody would?
Okay. Okay.
Like if you were the buyer, would you not do the same? Try to get a price advantage because of somebody's desperation?
Mm-hmm.
And you remember what I told you to do to counter it also?
Mm.
You remember what I told you or
Yes,
you
sir,
forgot
yes, sir,
completely?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I remember.
What did I tell you?
Giving options, can you able
No,
to?
no, 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 you don't remember. I told you to tell them that this much machinery, this plant, right? And this goodwill and the customer base that I've got and all these orders that I've got, if you can think you can get it at this much price that you are offering, then you set up your own and do it with this much money. So let us say you are asking for 60 crore and that fellow is offering you 40 crore. You can always tell him, hey, boss, if you're offering me 40 crore, then you must be quite confident that you can do all these things for this much money. So why you want to buy my company? You do it on your own. I'm sure you've got the money. You can do it on your own. Buy the plant and machinery, get the trained staff, get the orders, get the name that I have, and do it for 40 crores. I'm not forcing you to give me 60 crores.
Yes, sir.
That's another way of interpreting it, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that puts you on a better wicket, or instead of judging these people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's more powerful.
Yeah. See, suppose I say, all right, this is reality that people do this because they always want to get the price advantage, right? And I will not have a judgment. I will joke with them and say, hello, boss, I'm sure you can do this on your own. Why you want to buy my company? Mine is costly. Yeah, I'm sure with 40 crores, you can make your own company, buy your own land, set up your own factory and do it. Why you want to buy mine? See, I will charge you this much only, my friend. You can do that only when you don't get upset.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And who's making you upset? Your own interpretations, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Leena ji and then Priya ji, well, we watch her making her vegetables today morning. Aloo chil rahi hai. Pyaz chil rahi hai. Okay, Leena ji.
Yeah, yes, sir. My question is on Reddy sir's point. Because sometimes now these government people ask beyond our capacity. What should do?
What should you have to do what you can do. Suppose you don't have any interpretation about it. Right? Would you not be able to, without any rancor, without any anger, without any irritation, tell them, okay, boss, this is the money I've got. So you want to do it or you don't do it. But then there also we have an interpretation. If I don't succumb to his blackmail, he will do this and he will do that.
But they just trouble you without any reason. I think
So tell them, no? See, they also know that you are afraid of losing something, no?
Okay.
That is what he is capitalizing on. But let us not forget that if we don't have a judgment about that person, we will see him as a person.
Okay.
And you will see him as a person who is trying to fulfill certain desires. Why is he doing this from you all? See, two reasons could be there. One, he's making such an impossible demand, you'll never be able to do it and he can seize the land. Okay. So So that means he's already decided to seize the land. So if you have that much money, buy another land.
Okay.
Yeah. So the important thing at this point is not what you're going to do. The important thing is that in that situation, if you are not getting upset or limited by your interpretations, then what other things can be done by you? Because you will see other possibilities which was not visible to you earlier.
Okay. So I will talk
That's
to
like
you.
going to the doctor and doctor says कि देखो तुम्हारा हाथ काटना पड़ेगा नहीं तो मेरे को 4 करोड़ रुपया लाके दे दो. आपके पास 4 करोड़ नहीं है तो आप डॉक्टर को क्या बोलेंगे? भाई काट लो भाई अगर जिंदगी बचानी है तो.
Yeah. So we have to change our interpretation and this thing.
If an interpretation is limiting you, if an interpretation is making you feel helpless, should you hold on to that interpretation?
No, we should not.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. Yes, Priya ji.
Yes, so I want to ask the example that you were giving about a girl being, teased or whatever. So what if it happened again and again? Won't that be a reality for the person?
Your beliefs create your reality. Your beliefs create your reality. Your point of view creates your reality. So what do you get out of holding on to that reality?
Just be safe and be safe.
So you're safe.
But that is restricting me now.
I know, then you have to change your point of view. Because your point of view is so fixed that you will always keep on proving it right. अरे बाबा जो आपकी मान्यता होती है ना, it is like a magnet.
So I'm going on a road and someone came by himself or teased me. इसमें मैंने क्या कर दिया?
हाँ वो तो होएगा ही ना, क्योंकि आपकी मान्यता साकार कैसे होगी?
Sorry?
आपकी कुछ मान्यता है ना? It's something you believe, isn't it?
हाँ.
तो वो सही साबित कैसे होगी? How would you prove it right?
तो अपने आप कुछ भी होते रहेगा क्या?
Because you want to prove your belief right.
I don't
That is what I'm trying to say, that the reality is something which we are creating and we don't like what we created. See, माना कि it might have happened at one point of time, something every time, सबके साथ होता है कुछ ना कुछ. Like when I was a kid, some children teased me, so I made a reality that all people are bad. Okay? And that went on till the age of 27 years. कि बच के रहना लोगों से, लोग हंसेंगे, लोग मजाक उड़ाएंगे, लोग खतरनाक होते हैं, लोग तुम्हारा फायदा उठाएंगे. All that I used to believe. As long as I believed that, that is exactly what was happening to me in my life. Because, see, some will do these things, some won't, right? जो लोग नहीं करते ऐसी हरकतें, वो हमारी जिंदगी में क्यों नहीं आते?
हाँ, क्यों नहीं आते?
हाँ?
क्यों नहीं आते?
Exactly, क्योंकि as long as you hold on to that belief, वैसे लोग आपको नजर आएंगे नहीं. अगर वो आएंगे तब भी नहीं नजर आएंगे. अगर वो आएंगे तब भी उसको आप उसी लेवल से देखोगे ना.
हाँ, चश्मा तो वही है.
Exactly. So we did a clearing with you and see what happens now.
Okay.
I will send you a link to a video which I had made about beliefs. वो देख लेना एक बारी. Yes,
Sure.
Abhinav ji. After that, we will talk to Shri Vetrivel ji, so he will lighten up the mood a little bit.
Yeah, so these अभी जो चित्रा ने बोला और उससे पहले जो नीडी ने बोला था, these are two very crucial issues for me also. I have a daughter. I had 3 younger sisters, and then I'm surrounded by even my bhuas and mausi have all daughters only. So we have more females in my and even I have also resisted paying bribes to people. But now what I've got present to while is that I was the one who was relating to them as ki they are wrong. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was relating to them as they are wrong and they are burden onto the society, things like that. But now what I see is, yeah, they are human beings and it's my choice. I can share with the people that, Gaurav Paul was dealing with the same issue with BBA. And I suggested to him to meet a lawyer. And, and we are scared of even meeting a lawyer also. But not all lawyers are like that. They are doctors and they are lawyers who love their profession and they may not charge their fees to support. So we have such people also. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm hearing you.
Yeah. So after finally, I think Gaurav Paul realized that he's been taken for a ride by people in the DDA because they want to make a big money out of him, out of his issue. And when he met the lawyer, luckily I was also there. Then the lawyer told him, "Show me the document." He said, "No, you're right. One legal notice and those people will do everything right because once all those people." But imagine if Gaurav Paul se unhone, if they had asked for 1 lakh of rupees, Gaurav Paul would have paid. But when the demand is too high, then no harm in going to a lawyer. But again, the judgment for lawyers also. They have to go to a lawyer.
Good point. So if you drop your interpretations,
so many possibilities
possible
are
hoga na?
हाँ तभी possible होगा.
Great.
But
Thank
even
you so
in
much.
case of the just Chitra was saying again the interpretation, and you rightly said because of the interpretation, my judgment people don't show up in our lives.
Great. Thank you very much. So Vetrivel, and then I think Rama also wants to say something. Rama, do you want to say something? Yeah, Vetri, go ahead.
Nothing specific.
Please unmute yourself.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Amazing discussion, sir. It is opening up a lot of things. One thing which is popping into my mind is, of course, we are all learning interpretation is wrong. But
not wrong.
A lot of people,
I never said it's wrong.
Okay, sorry. We have to be very careful about interpretation. But many people are suffering with a problem called misinterpretation. Classic example is a person is with a big belly fat guy. When he sees a fit guy who can run marathon, what is that he is getting? If he is getting inspiration, it's the right interpretation. It is going to serve him. If he gets irritated whenever I come down, this guy comes and he irritates me, then you're interpreting in a wrong way, which is not going to serve you. So like you correctly correct me, interpret it as if we are not saying interpretation is wrong. Is it contributing to you? It is serving you. That is the point, sir.
There are consequences.
Very profound discussion. Thank you very much for that. One lighter moment I would like to share if you allow. Actually, it happened before 10 years when I was working with a company. There was a colleague to me, the beautiful girl, but when we sit close and we talk and all, her eye movements were like this. I started to create a lot of interpretation, creating songs for that movie, these songs. One day, after seeing all my chemical reactions, she called me alone. She said, "Vetrivel, don't mistake me. I put newly the contact lens. It is not got settled. That's why my I moments may be wrong. Don't develop any thought. Then all my dreams, glad songs, all broken away.
Great. You know what? Because Commander Chaturvedi Kuldeep ji is not well, and we completely forgot that, you know, we are missing his shairi. And we have completely forgotten shairi only. So we are not even asking Kunain to tell the shairi. So today I thought, let's revive the shairi. So we'll close the session with two things. One is the shairi of Kunain Sahab. So फरमाइए sir.
शुक्रिया सर, अचानक पूछ दिया आपने। अर्ज किया है कि मुझे नहीं, नॉट मुझे, उसे गुमा है कि मेरी उड़ान कुछ कम है। He interprets that my उड़ान, क्या बोलेंगे उसको?
Flight.
Translate later. Yeah.
Flight is not high enough.
उसे गुमा है कि मेरी उड़ान कुछ कम है, मुझे यकीन है कि आसमां कुछ कम है।
वाह 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 वाह।
So let the people interpret that you don't have the ability, but believe within you that even a sky is the limit.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, before I close the session, I just want to remind you to be in this question here. What new reality can I create that will support my desires? What new reality will I create? Can I create that will support my desires? What new reality can I create that will support my desires? And am I going to create it or not? Great. So thank you very much for another opportunity to have a wonderful conversation with you all. Don't forget one thing, you are wonderful, magnificent, extraordinary human beings who deserve to be loved and respected for who you are. And remember, every experience is an opportunity to become a better version of yourself. So have a great day, have a wonderful life. God bless you. See you tomorrow morning, ready to begin. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.